You think you're safe. You think comfort is your reward for hard work. You believe your routines, your coffee, your warm bed, your predictable days are signs of success. But what you call comfort, I call captivity. In my time, men slept 4 hours and worked 16. They rose before the sun, not because it was romantic, but because it was survival. They had no choice, and that absence of comfort built steel into their bones. But you, modern man, have built a soft prison around yourself and called it freedom. Comfort is not the absence of struggle. It is the withdrawal from progress. It is a slow, subtle poison that dulls your edge. Every morning you choose the easy path. You reinforce weakness. Every evening you retreat to distraction instead of discipline. You surrender potential. And you do it under the disguise of peace. Let me make it plain. The comfort zone is not neutral. It is the death zone. Your body may be alive, but your spirit rots. Every great man in steel, business, war, or innovation had to bleed discomfort. I did not build an empire by seeking what was convenient. I sought what was necessary. And make no mistake, in 2025, the comfort zone is more seductive than ever. It's packaged in likes, next-day delivery, soft chairs, mental health slogans that confuse rest with laziness. You're told you need balance. No, you need fire. If your life feels stagnant, it's not because you lack opportunity. It's because you refuse to forge. Discomfort is the furnace where men are made. And until you step into it, you are simply existing. Every man is born with the instinct to build. It is primal, the desire to shape the world, leave a mark, create something that will stand after he is gone. But comfort has a way of strangling that instinct in its cradle. When I was a young immigrant boy with nothing but lint in my pockets and the smell of coal in my lungs, I didn't wait for ideal conditions. I worked in the dark. I learned by fire. I made myself valuable because survival demanded it. There was no fallback plan, no mattress to soften failure, just the relentless necessity to rise or be crushed. Now, look at the average man today. He has every tool at his fingertips: education, connection, access, technology. And what does he build? Very little. He consumes, scrolls, dreams, then returns to his comfort like a domesticated animal who's forgotten what the wild felt like. Why? Because building requires risk. It requires sacrifice. You must invest time without promise of return. You must sweat without applause. You must stay up while others sleep and move while others doubt. But comfort tells you to wait, to plan, to rest first, to think it over. And in that hesitation, the instinct to build turns into the habit of delay. I tell you plainly, the man who waits for perfect conditions is a man who never moves. He becomes a thinker, not a doer. And the world does not reward thinkers unless they build. Vision alone means nothing. Only vision executed becomes legacy. Comfort makes you a tenant in your own future. You pay rent with wasted days and dead ambition. But discomfort makes you an owner. Every painful decision, every hard morning, every uncomfortable conversation, that is equity in your future. So if you feel restless, frustrated, half alive, good. That is the last spark of your builder's instinct trying to break free. But if you don't act, even that spark will die. And what's left? A man who trades his destiny for digital dopamine and calls it happiness. You want to build? Burn the cushion. Burn the calendar. Burn the excuses. Start swinging the hammer. There was a time when men earned everything. Respect, bread, rest. Nothing was handed out, not even hope. You worked until your hands bled. Then you worked more. That's how we carved steel empires out of dust. That's how you gained the right to be heard. But today, the comfort zone has corrupted the code. It whispers to men that they deserve before they deliver, that they are owed something for simply existing, This is the most dangerous lie of our age, and the comfort zone is its chief ambassador. You scroll through social media and see success served in highlight reels. And instead of being inspired, you get angry, jealous, bitter, as if the world has conspired against you, as if you're owed a throne without earning a single brick of your own castle. You want the crown, but not the scars. You want reward without risk, praise without proof, money without mastery. Comfort tells you, it's not your fault. It says, wait your turn. It says, you're good enough. But excellence doesn't care how you feel. Excellence isn't democratic. It's not inclusive. It rewards only the obsessed, the relentless, the few who are willing to suffer in silence and rise without applause. Look around. The men building companies, mastering skills, forging discipline, they are not the most talented. They are the most ruthless with their time. They know that entitlement is a thief, and comfort is its accomplice. The comfort zone breeds weak minds with loud mouths. Men who complain, but never create. Men who criticize, but never compete. And while they wait for the world to be fair, another man, quieter, hungrier, builds in the dark and takes it all. Don't be that man who thinks the world owes him anything. It doesn't. You earn your place. You earn your name. You earn your future. Not by dreaming, but by enduring. Discipline is not a trait you are born with. It is a muscle you forge. And like any muscle, if it is not challenged, it decays. Comfort is the silent acid that eats away at that muscle one lazy decision at a time. You skip the morning alarm once, then again. You put off the task, then tomorrow becomes next week. You let emotions decide your schedule. And you tell yourself, I'll get back on track soon. But the truth is, every time you choose comfort over commitment, you make that track harder to return to. I didn't become a titan of steel because I wanted ease. I chose the hard way. I chose pain before pleasure, order before feelings, structure before comfort. Discipline made me dangerous, and it can make you dangerous too, but only if you learn to stop negotiating with yourself. The comfort zone thrives on negotiation. Just 5 more minutes, just one day off, just one exception. But discipline doesn't speak in justs. Discipline speaks in absolutes. You either show up or you don't. You either lead yourself or you let your comfort lead you. Modern culture will try to sell you soft virtues. Self-care over self-command, balance over battle. But the men who build legacies, they aren't balanced. They are possessed by purpose. And discipline is their weapon of choice. If you want discipline, here is the rule. Do what must be done, especially when you don't feel like it. That is the death blow to comfort. That is how you escape the mental swamp most men drown in. Your success will not be the result of sudden motivation. It will be the quiet victory of doing the right thing, again and again, while no one watches. Comfort is loud. Discipline is silent, but only one builds the man. Choose your master. History doesn't remember the comfortable. It remembers the committed. Comfortable men don't build industries. They don't write laws, win wars, or shape nations. They exist. They pass time. Then they vanish, faceless in the background of greater men's stories. That is the destiny of the man who makes comfort his god. He becomes a footnote. If I had chosen comfort in Pittsburgh, smoke-choked streets, if I had stayed in the textile mill, waiting for the right opportunity, there would be no Carnegie libraries, no steel empire, no legacy. Just another poor boy who hoped the world would notice him. It doesn't work that way. You either impose your will on the world, or you get buried by it. Today, the tools for greatness are more available than ever, but most men won't even start. Not because they lack ability, but because they lack urgency. They want guarantees. They want perfect timing. They want praise without friction. But all they're doing is waiting to die, slowly, comfortably, invisibly. Let me tell you something that may sting. The longer you sit in comfort, the more irrelevant you become. You fade in small ways, less courage, less hunger, less fire, until one day the world forgets your name, because you never gave it a reason to remember. That is not the life you were born for. You were born to build, to break, to bleed for something greater than ease. You are not made for couches and soft screens. You are made for conquest, whatever that means to you. And if you don't pursue it with violence and clarity, then comfort will bury you in a quiet grave, one soft day at a time. So what now? You kill the comfort. You wake up earlier. You train harder. You say no more often. You set a standard so high that every cell in your body has to evolve to meet it. The reward? You will never be forgotten. You will carve your name into stone while others scratch it into sand, because you refused the easy path, because you chose war over warmth, because you knew what every great man has known. Comfort is the slowest form of death.